I mean, I can, manipulate my face in many ways.
Thank you for Sonic, because
Thanks.
I really loved it.
Blah, 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 blah.
Weirdly kind of feels like something we need. I don't know why. It just it's such a simple movie. It's like High Noon, and those movies were just very simple. There's a bad guy coming to town or whatever. And in this case, Robotnik is the epitome of this genius combined with someone who thinks they're absolutely worthless. And that combination is really explosive comedically. And also, he's got this hole in his heart, It's a Sonic-shaped hole in his heart. And when he sees this little guy, he's that manifestation of absolute innocence, joy, mischief, and electric fun that Robotnik can never own,
And maybe it's a weird question, but I was watching it and it was just like, okay, where does Jim create all those funny faces from? Because I think it's not a script-driven process like, okay, Dr. Robotnik, the lips are twitching and he waves his arms. So how
often it's like Jim does some funny stuff.
Yeah. so let's go.
I look at it and I go, great.
Is there any inspiration? Where do you get those faces from? It's so
Jeff
funny.
Jeff Fowler would often come to me on the day and say, like, you're in the spaceship. It's really not tough today. You're just flying around, you're doing whatever. And I go, yeah. And then I get in the spaceship and I realize I need a line here, I need a line here, I need a line here, I need a line here. So you're constantly writing, constantly coming up with stuff. But also, the faces, I'm not really that aware. I mean, I can, manipulate my face in many ways. But I truly I believe in creating a character that you believe, even though I'm being ridiculous and I kind of have a smile in my heart when I'm doing it. It's that crafty fun. But it's like lightning, Lightning looks like it's coming from the clouds, but it actually comes from the earth. You have to have the basic belief the character has about himself, and his needs, and so that has to be a real thing. And then the faces and the actions and the lines, everything comes from that.
In my opinion, comedy is a very special art form, and some people underestimating this art form. So in which way would you agree, and how would you give reasons for that circumstance that people just think, it's comedy, it's just fun. So for me, it's an art form.
Well, that's what you do, right? You make it look easy, and people take it for granted. I mean, you can watch, Nadal play tennis, and it looks easy, but it's extremely difficult, and it's extremely technical, So it bothers me when people take it for granted a little bit. I've seen a couple movies lately where it's kind of been portrayed as just some sickness. Mm-hmm. And it's not a sickness. It's a motivation. It's a thing that you dedicate yourself to, like making people's hearts more buoyant, in the moment. And it's a really risky thing, because to step out and say something that might be funny and might not be funny, kind of like being a cliff diver, And sometimes you're saying something really edgy and risque, and seeing if you can put it right in that sweet spot, right across the plate, where it's acceptable and yet it's outrageous, And it's like being a cliff diver. It's like you feel the tide come in and the water rises, and you go, now's the time. Are you gonna dive? Are you gonna dive? And when you do, and you hit, and you do a perfect dive, it's the greatest feeling in the world, and it's freedom. It's the church of FFC for me. Freedom from concern. That's what I do. That's my ministry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looking forward for tonight, and I hope you are diving in the next years many more times. Thank you so much.